Thanks for stopping by for another installment on the Jeep, the 1999 Jeep Grand Cherokee. As you can see, it's a little bit chilly out. Hopefully I can speak properly. And this is the owner. This here is Dr. Torque. You remember the last video, we finally got the Jasper engine in and we tested it, which was cool and also revealed a number of problems with the Jeep that we couldn't find because you couldn't test drive it until we got the new engine in. And we were gonna focus last time on something really cool, which is changing out a particular module on this that makes this go from a 4-speed to a 5-speed without changing the transmission. But again, then we ran into some safety issues like last time, which was, what all did you change last time? It was brakes.
Yeah, I replaced the CV axles, upper and lower ball joints, hub, bearing, unit, rotors, and brake pads.
Yeah. Stuff that's somewhat important. And so today, we found a few other items that are safety related, but we are focusing on the transmission as well. So my name's Uncle Jake, by the way. If you're new to the channel, welcome. So what are we doing today? I know we're doing, I see a battery over there.
There is a battery.
And so we're changing out the battery. Are you doing is that a special battery? Looks like a fancy one.
It's pretty much the exact same battery that's already in it, except new.
Oh, okay.
The one that's in there is 5 years old and is failing, so we're going to replace it with a new one.
You might like a battery.
Yeah, it's nice when it starts when you need it to.
Yes, it is. So battery, and then what else?
A headlight, and then a resistor for the blower motor for the heater / air conditioner, because it blows full blast or nothing.
Yeah, we found that out when we were here last time. Sweet. Okay, and then what is in your hand?
Oh,
that is what I think it is.
That's the transmission controller.
Okay, this requires a little bit of an explanation because this is a 4-speed. So how in the world could you take a 4-speed and make it a 5-speed without changing the transmission or the gears or anything?
I haven't looked into the actual mechanics inside of the transmission, but it just is how bands and solenoids are engaged and disengaged in it. I think they could even get 6 speeds, I read, out of it if they wanted to.
What?
With all voodoo transmission programming stuff. And
it's all done by this right here. So this is out of something else.
This is just out of a newer Grand Cherokee. Like 99 and 2000 and into 2001 a little bit. They were all 4 speeds, and then they updated the code and the controllers to make it be a 5-speed. And this is just one of the newer controllers
from the same transmission. Which is like, I have 2 questions there. One, I mean, that's so cool. I think that's awesome that you could upgrade your vehicle like that. I don't know why they never did it, which is my second question. Like, I wonder why.
There's the part number too.
Oh, yeah, that's actually really good. Part number. Sweet.
Of the newer one.
Of the newer one, yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's get started, shall we?
Okay.
He's so excited. He's more excited than you think. Okay, I'm done being tough. I'll put my hood back on. Taking a battery out. This is actually some universal things that I don't think everybody knows about changing a battery, and this applies to just about anything. So if one needs to change their car or vehicle battery, Dr. Torque, what would be the order and why?
Well, I would always take the negative battery cable off first and tuck it out of the way.
Black one.
The black one. This is the ground, and on this vehicle, it's very rare to find a positive ground vehicle. They're British usually.
I've never even heard of it.
They're old British cars, but anyway. Negative is the ground. To get it out of the way so it can't accidentally touch this, because as you're taking this one off, you don't want to accidentally have a wrench touch a ground somewhere else on the vehicle, and then cause smoke to come out somewhere.
Yeah, smoke's, but you can't lose the smoke.
You don't want to let the smoke out.
No.
And so once you've got this one off and tucked out of the way, you can take this one off and get it out of the way. And then there's always a hold down of some, well, there should always be a hold down of some sort. And sometimes they go up and over the top of the battery, but a lot of the modern ones hold in down at the bottom. And you can actually see it on this battery here. It's got this ridge right here. And it's got a similar one on the other side. Basically the same thing. Mm-hmm. So anyway, there's the battery tray itself, we'll see when we get it out, has a kind of a thing shaped like this that goes over one of those ridges. Yeah. So you tuck it in there, and it's got down in here, you can see that bolt You take that bolt out, and it's got another hold down thingy that comes out.
So yeah, that guy right.
And that allows us to slide the battery over a tiny bit and pull it out.
Okay. Now, I think some people would probably say, well, don't you take the positive off first? Because I've heard that. I've heard people say that. Now, I don't think that it's because they necessarily have any particular reason, except isn't that the power? Don't you want to take it off? So say again why you take the ground and not, why wouldn't you take the positive off first?
Well, when you're wrenching on this, the main thing you're taking the negative off first for is if that's still hooked up and you're wrenching here and you accidentally touch something grounded, some metal on the vehicle somewhere, it can burn up stuff in your electrical system, which you don't want.
Yeah.
Damage the computer, actually damage wiring, catch stuff on fire, all sorts of fun stuff like that.
Yes. There's also one other thing I'd like this man to demonstrate. You've seen in movies, when you touch both sides, you basically explode. It's very, very bad. Like you hook up jumper cables and, you attach them to people. So why don't you touch both sides and show us exactly what happens? It's the dangerous, careful at home. I'm not going to say don't do this at home because All right.
So yeah, in movies, they always hook up a car battery and they're going to, make sparks and then electrocute somebody with it. It's DC current. The worst thing about the jumper cables is that it pinches you and hurts really bad.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
You don't get burned. I mean, you don't get shocked. You could possibly be burned with DC, but not from a car battery.
No, and so don't worry about that. What can happen, like Tom was saying, if you touch a wrench and you ground it out, you'll get some serious sparks, and it might mess up the electrical wires, but it isn't going to hurt you. So don't be afraid of that. It's only in the movies.
The worst part about a spark on a battery is if the battery's overcharging or something, it can actually have the gases come out are flammable, and if it sparks on the battery can explode.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that.
That would be bad. So no sparks.
No sparks.
Don't worry about touching. Okay, very good. All right.
So common size on vehicles is a 1/2 inch. More modern ones, a lot of times it's 10 millimeter.
For the battery terminals.
For the battery terminals that you have to loosen in order to pull the cable off.
Yeah, and then that's it. Just kind of wiggle these babies.
Yeah, you don't want to get too rough with it.
Now
you can actually damage
thing.
the battery.
This if you don't have a new battery, or if it's new but it's not getting enough power, one thing that you probably want to check is just corrosion on here. Like if you look at this, it doesn't look bad. Like none of these look like horrible. But if you take something and clean, there's a tool that you can buy at the hardware store. It's 2 ends. One that you put over the top of that and you just twist it. It's just a bunch of wires that scrape it clean. Same with the inside of the terminal. It's amazing what can happen, especially if you don't have the ability to get a new battery right now. Do you have one?
Here's one version of that tool you were talking about. On these, I like to always just go one direction, because if you go backwards on it, which is obvious this one has had happen to it, it tries to fold the wires the other direction.
Because they're longer. They obviously have to be longer than the diameter of that opening, or they wouldn't be touching and scraping. Look at that.
You want it to be shiny-ish.
That can make a big difference. So let's look at the before and after on this one. Little dull gray, like it's kind of like a... Yeah,
it's lead is what it's actually made of. And I like to only spin this one the same direction also for the same reason.
Yeah, look at that. See how much shinier that is? Makes a big difference. You'd be shocked at how much better the current goes through that. So there's another tip. Even though we're tossing this battery.
We're recycling this battery. I'm returning it as a core.
By tossing, I mean out of the Jeep. But yes, if you buy a new battery, they're going to want that as a core, or they'll charge you more. So why not bring it back?
Just don't want to drop that bolt down into Never Never Land.
No. Okay, there we go.
So yeah, it's long.
It
won't fall out.
Oh, nice. It's got a little.
It's got a little keeper in there.
A little keeper.
Those things really suck when you need to get them off.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's kind of nice.
Very excellent.
So you can see right here, it's got a flatter side and a roundier side. This flat side is the side that hooks onto that lip.
Yeah, it holds it down. And if you have one with the bracket across the top, it's just going to be, bolts are going to be up higher. You take those out and those will use you a little.
Yeah, and those are unusual now, but The Dart has that, and my wife's Mustang have that.
Yeah,
that
older
type of
rigs.
hold down. So since this is still kind of under that lip on this side, you need to slide it over a little bit. Not much. I mean, that's like literally all the further it goes over, and then
straight up. Now, is it designed to do that? So yeah, because that one's a fixed lip. See, fixed lip. Take out the removable one, slide the battery, and out you go.
So yeah, it just goes under here.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. So before I forget, back in the day, and I don't know if it's true anymore, these used to have a wax coating on them.
Really?
So before you put it in the vehicle, you were supposed to clean these.
Interesting. I don't believe they do anymore because it's that, but it doesn't hurt to just give it a quick little twist anyway.
Yeah, now it's shinier.
That one's very shiny. This one's got a little bit of crack right there. See that? I don't know if I got a drop or something going.
Jeez, I hope not. Huh. Wonder if I should take that back.
It does look like it got dropped.
I mean, it doesn't have a... It's lead, so it would be dented if it was dropped there, except it has a cover on it.
Cover have a dent? I've never seen
Not
that.
that I saw.
No.
I might need to take that back.
Well, yeah, possibly.
Well, let's do the transmission controller then, I guess.
Next step is the really cool one. The one we wanted to do before we found all this stuff that was wrong. And that's changing out the transmission control module, which is, we showed you before, but it's that baby over there. So you got to take out, you can't just take it off the bracket. You're thinking you got to
Yeah, I was going to try to take it off the bracket. There's 3 Torx headed bolts that hold it to this bracket. And I was hoping I was going to be able to just take them off, but that's in the way for that. It's TX25.
Oh, yes.
And I don't think I've got anything else that'll get in there. And then there's ones on this side here that are probably...
AC stuff anyway, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to damage any of this stuff.
No, and it's old, so you want to be careful unplugging things, but that seemed to unplug just fine.
Yeah, that unplugs super easy.
Remember what you're always telling me about
do it.
shortcuts?
You're trying to do it the easy way that takes 10 times longer.
Yes. Sometimes he's right about that. Sometimes.
I guess the only time I was wrong was your heater flapper door in your Raptor.
Yeah. Well, that was a world's first major thing. You can go check that out with the Raptor videos, if you're so inclined.
You know what would be nice to have
Right.
is a magnet.
Yes, it would. You have one. Well, you kind of do. That actually worked pretty good. Hey. On it. There we go.
Now, how do we get that
Yeah.
back in?
Yep. Okay, so that pretty much did it. Just got to take off that big plug. And,
Oh, now the plug itself is held on with a bolt, and you use an 8mm socket to get that out.
nice. That's a nice tip.
Go nice and slow.
Nice and slow. Because it's a plug.
Well, you don't want to accidentally break it off in that, and then you
yeah.
can't screw it back down again.
That would suck.
Although we're putting a different one in. Except we need this bolt.
We need the bolt. So it's still the same outcome. Sucky. No, looks like it's loose. New tool. That's too much cranking. And that ain't not it is not getting loose. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just we're gonna try something. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna try to pry up on both sides of this a little bit and see if it will hold that plug or piece. But the cool thing is, it gave Dr. Torque a chance to get out new pry bars from Harbor Freight.
The only tool store left.
The only true tool store left. They've outlasted everybody.
Attempting to pry.
Yep. Ready?
Yep.
Come on, baby. And it's just spinning like mad.
Yeah. That's not coming apart, so we're done with this. It won't go back down either.
At the moment, we have a little bit of some figuring to do. A little bit of a bummer. Big bummer, actually. Not a definite can't do it, but we for the moment, we're going to have to put that back in there.
But it's 21 degrees out.
Yeah.
We don't want to disable this thing.
No. So we're gonna have to figure out a different solution for that one. But we'll put we got the original. We'll put it back in for now. We'll fix the other stuff. Next step. This is a resistor. Look at this baby. This you'll find in this particular Jeep right up here. See that baby right there? I can't see. There you go. Right there. So those screws right there, that is the bottom of this, you see. So we have to unhook the plug, which is a screw on that side, and then a screw on this side right there. And then there's a screw here and another screw there, which looks angled and concerns me. But that's how you get this out. So first we take the plug out and then we'll deal with the rest. But those are not stock. Well, those two are factory, and then this one, I don't know, that one, you see how that's angled? That's just a little bit interesting to me. All right, let's get these out. These guys are just in plastic, so they should come out, as you can see, very easy. And there's one. Oops, sorry about that. Two, and then this comes right out. Look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? You didn't think that was gonna have that big old giant. What even are those? I don't know what those are. All right, this is not what we expected at all. But if you take this part here, it matches up in shape. And the holes are all the same. Like, it goes straight up in there and seems to match. It's actually a little small. Okay. Okay, so we got a little figuring to do on this one to see what the heck's going on. So one of the things that we noticed on the Jeep was that the front has had a slight issue. There's a few pieces that are loose somewhat. So this bulb, there's a missing bulb here, or they put in the wrong one. But we're trying to get this apart because this is just a long screw that goes through, but it's not. This is supposed to be attached to the frame, and as you can see, it's not.
Yeah, this goes way down in there.
Yeah.
You pull that out, and then there's just three ball and socket things that pop together to get this thing held in place. But you're supposed to be able to just grab the headlight and pull, except everything comes so broken. Probably what I'm going to have to do is take this air box out and get to it this way.
And just change the bulb that way.
Yeah.
But that's out, and now we can see that there is no light in it at all, but there's a cable.
Can you reach it? I can't see it. Does it help if I move this or not?
Hold on, what in the biscuits? You see that in there? We're talking. Hold on. Let's see. There we go.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. It's in there correct. I think I got it.
Can we get the plug on?
I think it's in there correct. Now we just gotta get the plug on. Easy peasy. Maybe.
Can't even see it. I'm too short.
Okay, it's all, we think, back together. Let's see if it works. Fired up. Yeah? Well, it was for a minute.
Is it on now?
None of them are on now. Now it's on, or it flashed. There you go, it's on.
And you have low beam on both sides?
That's low beam?
Yeah.
Yeah, low beam both sides. Wait. That's high. Turn back on high. Yep, high and low on both sides.
Yay.
These are some foggy headlights. You gotta get that film off there.
Guy that's like...
This is actually not bad. This is what happens sometimes when you're on projects. Sometimes projects just don't go as expected, and every single thing we've tried to do on this one today has not worked. A battery has a break or a crack or something that we don't want to put in there. We couldn't get the module out, and then the resistor, yeah, the resistor is also not correct. So, hey, you know what? That's okay. So thanks for stopping by. Have a look around. Check out the rest of our videos. See if you like it. On behalf of myself, Uncle Jake, this here is Dr. Torque. We love you very much. We're going to take you out. The patent pending. Boop, boop. Fist bump. Of friendship. Whoop-ow. Ooh, it's a lightsaber. Sort of. That's it.
Battery hold down. Wow, there's a big truck driving by.
There is.
Distraction.
Pause for truck. Because how in the world could you take this hood off? I'm tough. It's North Idaho. It's, well, I want to appear that way. Okay, glove box is, glove box? The glove box is out.
Box.
You didn't know there was a glove box under the hood, did you?
Just throw your gloves
Some
in there.
people
It's
call it an
perfectly
air
safe.
box.
You
Yeah.
won't get sucked
Helps
into the engine.
filter it.